Hi viewers, you're welcome to my channel. It's another day, another clip. Today's topic is one that I have avoided doing in anger because I always try to have a level head and calm speech when speaking to the public. It is about the sad news of another stabbing, death by stabbing in the London community. Youths, they are out there at large. They are out there wild, running wild. They are either stabbing, ganging up to stab an innocent child, or maybe the child that was stabbed was not really as innocent as we were meant to believe. Maybe something happened between them, maybe they are, for whatever reason. Anytime I hear such news, or especially women, mothers, there is no mother that will not feel concerned and pained by hearing that of a waste of life. Why? And it's usually the same group, young black teenagers. What on earth is happening? Just the other day, we read of or heard of the sad news of another knife crime. Black teenagers engaged in senseless killing, stabbing each other to death. So one begins to wonder what is actually happening. Then, this thing has been going on. They show pictures of these boys who have been stabbed, or who did the stabbing, then the gory details. I mean, for how long? People say, oh, they are doing it because they had quarrel, gang war. Why should there even be gangs at all? What does that solve? You gang, who do you think you are? What right have you got to set up gangs, to hunt down other human beings? Do you know what it took to bring that life into this earth? If you were given a pencil and paper, the person you have killed, just draw him. You can't draw. You can't draw that person. Talk less of the whole being. When you kill somebody's son or daughter, you have not only killed that child, you have also wounded, given a serious wound to members of that family. You say, oh, some of these youths who have been killed, they are not innocent. Some of them have been innocent. Now, that's just the one aspect of why I'm making this video. In my own little way, maybe I could say something that will help to stop this madness. It's just madness. It is uncalled for. Maybe because the penalty for doing this thing is not strict enough. The courts are not taking it strict enough. These children, when they are arrested, they are being pampered by the legal system. And at the end of the day, they get up with a rap on the knuckles. Then another aspect is this talk, I've been hearing this thing now for some months or over a year now, that the children who are being stabbed are children from one parent home. That it is the fault of the single mothers. That's why their children are either doing the stabbing or they are being stabbed, because the mothers have sent away their fathers from the home because they want to be controlling child benefit from the government. What load of rubbish! How much is the child benefit? Who says that it is the fault of the single mothers? Who says that it is only children from single parents' home that are doing the stabbing or that are being stabbed? I mean, this thing has been going on for weeks online, this news. People have been sending me, especially on WhatsApp or Facebook, write-ups that the reason for these knife crimes between black teenagers is because they were brought up by single mothers. That the single mothers are to blame for sending out the children's father, sending them out so that they could collect benefits from the British government. That's why the children, because the boys or the girls who are engaged in these stabbings, they don't have father figures. That's why they are doing the stabbing. What a whole load of rubbish. Why is it that everything that goes wrong in the family, either between the man and the woman or between the children and the parents, why is it that the women are always to blame? Where is the blame for the fathers? Why are the women single mothers? And how could you say the boys who are doing the killings, they were brought up by single mothers, they had no father figures? What of the boys who live with some of these boys who have killed people, or the ones that have been killed? They live with their parents. Their parents are happily married. Yet they go out on the streets. Their parents cannot control them. Their teachers dare not talk to them. Their parents dare not talk to them. They are a law unto themselves. They go out there, they engage in fights, they organize themselves into all these calls and groups and whatever. They deal in drugs, they do sex, whatever, drunkenness, you just name it. Then they end up in having issues that's causing quarreling between them, which end up in fights. Then most of them are armed with knives. They will tell you they have knives to protect themselves, because they know that the other boys have knives. If they don't have knives and a fight breaks out, what will deter the other boys from coming to stab them? Then these stabbings go on. So how is it the fault of women? And why blame single mothers? Why not blame married mothers as well? Are their children perfect? Are you saying with all honesty that the children that were brought up by women who are married, they are better than those that were brought up by single mothers? It's rubbish. There are no statistics to support that. They are just man-made, made in the figment of imaginations of people who want to claim that they are superior to other human beings. What are you really saying? The first prominent news of teenage stabbing was Damilola Taylor. That was about 19 years ago now, with apology to his family for bringing up his own case, which was very painful to everybody, including the family. His parents were happily married. He went out and he was stabbed. Some of the boys who were involved in that stabbing of Damilola Taylor, they lived in two parents' homes. Of course, some of them live in one parent home and some of them lived in two parents homes. So you have no justification to say that it is those boys from homes who were brought up by single mothers who are doing the stabbing. And after that, almost every year we have at least 10 stabbings that I can remember. I have not bothered because it's a painful topic, a very painful and annoying topic for me to start going to look at the list of the boys that have been killed and even the girls that have been killed. Most of the people who did the boys who did the killings were from homes where their parents lived together, either as partners or as married couple. So where did you get your figures from that it is the single mothers who are to blame? Everything is the women who are to blame. The men have no blame. What causes single motherhood? Are you saying that single mothers are insane? When you say it is their fault that they are single mothers, are you saying they are insane? They'll just wake up one morning and decide to chuck the men out? Is that what you're saying? Do the women just wake up one morning and say, oh, I don't like the face of this, my husband or my living partner who I have children with. I don't like his face, but I like the money that the government is going to pay me. So they just tell him, now, sorry, we've had it so good. it's time for you to pack your bags and leave. If you don't leave, I call the police. And if he refuses to leave, so what are you talking about? She actually calls the police. Who does that? Who told you that that's how single mothers are made? For your information, there are two types of single mothers. There are single mothers who are actually single. They don't leave, the man has left. Either they chucked out the man or the man left. Then secondly, there are single mothers who are married. Look, we are not, don't deceive us that when a man and a woman live together, it's all hunky-dory. We know it is not so. These women are married. They live under the same roof with a man, either living partner or legal husband. The man is there as a figure, just a figurehead, just some they will say, oh, he's just a man to live with, so that people will not say I'm single. He is there. They live together, they sleep on the same bed, they sleep on the same table. They maybe, I don't know how they do their stuff, that type of stuff. They are living together. He is the father of the children and supposed to be the husband or partner of the woman. Yet that woman can technically be called a single mother. Why? Why? That's the question. Why do single mothers spring up? Look, there is no woman who will say, oh, this man, I'm going to have a relationship with him for maximum 3 years, 2 years, then I chuck him out so that I will collect money from the government or whatever they are collecting. For your information, I'm not a single mother. So don't say, oh, she's one of them, that's why she's supporting them. What I know is that how much is the money that the government is going to give them? Women like to be in a secure relationship, secured, peaceful relationship. There is no woman who wants to carry the burden of being a single mother. Whatever money she's getting from the government, how much is the money? Please go and do your research. How much is the money? Then she will say because she wants to get the money, she chucks the man out. What happens is when a man lives with a woman and he doesn't support her in any way, instead of supporting her, he adds to her problem. They don't give money for the upkeep of the family. They don't care for the moral training of the children. They just go out and come in quietly. They don't care. Such men can be likened to dogs in a manger. What does a dog in a manger do? A dog in a manger is there to spook the animals there. A dog does not belong in a manger. It's there to frighten them, to cause problem. You see, when a military dog a dog enters a place where the other animals are there, the peace in that place ceases. You see the animals running around in fear. So a dog is not supposed to be in that place. The man is not giving the woman any support, either financial support, moral support, or love support. And then this woman knows that this man is causing problem for her. Some men even go and incur debts. They use the woman's name and their own name to incur debts, thousands of pounds debts. And what happened when the woman finds out you are not giving this woman money, you are not supporting her in any way, and then you are incurring debts, and then you're spending your money with the boys outside, in quote, with the boys. That means you are spending it to go and have fun. So what happens is the woman gets angry. She's spooked. She'll say, what's the point? If this man is here, because if you're living with a man as your husband or your partner, you are not entitled to get any support from the government because it's assumed that you are a couple. But when you are a single mother, there are things you are entitled to. And those benefits are really to help you, to support you in bringing up the children and in taking care of the bills in the house. So when the man she's not getting the support from the man, the next thing she will start reasoning is that this man is not giving me anything and it's preventing me from getting something from the government. And then when the usual quarreling starts, then she starts shouting or he starts shouting. The neighbors hear it. Passers-by, they hear it. The children, some of the children in that house get upset. Some of them go to the school, you see them crying, their friends will ask them, why are you crying, why are you sad? You say, oh, my mommy and my daddy, they were fighting yesterday, screaming, and my mommy was crying. Their friends will go home and tell their parents, or they could go and tell a teacher in that school. And once the authorities hear that children are in that environment where they are being upset, where they are threatened because of what is happening between their parents, the British government steps in. The social services step in. They start to investigate. They call the children, they interview them on tape. And then they call the parents that this is what your child said, what is actually happening. Usually, because people are alleging that it is black women who are doing it, who are sending out their men because they want to collect benefits from the government. Usually the black women, their culture, they want to remain married because in most black culture, being attached to a man is a big deal. So they could cover up for the man, say, oh, it's the normal argument. They will not want to say, oh, this man has been threatening me, he has been violent, he has been beating me, and he has not been giving me money. Once you as a woman, you do that, if the government finds out, you are going to be charged later for endangering the lives of those children, and you are going to be charged because you have concealed a crime. So if any church or anybody is telling you, don't go and report your husband, don't do this, think about that, because if you don't report, what of your neighbors? People think it's the woman who picked the phone and called, oh, come and take away my husband. No. Some women actually bear it for months and years without reporting. It's the neighbors. When the neighbors continue to hear screaming and shouting, and they know there are children in that house, a woman is being beaten up every time, being told terrible things, the exchange of hot words, they will call the police. Don't think it is how you do in your culture over there, where when something like that is happening, the neighbors will say, oh, his husband and wife fighting, the man is disciplined, is her husband, leave them. No. The neighbors will call the police. If the neighbors don't call the police, maybe passers-by, they will make it their business to call the police. And then children in the United Kingdom, they teach them in school. They have numbers, phone numbers, they have been taught. The numbers to call, they will quietly go to their bedroom and use the house landline, the phone, and call those numbers. They will call the police, they will call child support, social services. They have all these numbers. They have taught them in school. Or when they get to school the following day, they will say they want a counselor. In each school, they have counselors who are there. When a child has issues, she can request for a counselor. They will tell the counselor, this is what is happening at home. And then the government steps in and the man has to leave. For your information, here in the UK, if you didn't know that, if you are harassing a woman, say, oh, I'm her husband, I can do what I like. Foul. They will walk you out in handcuffs and you cannot refuse to go. You will leave. You have to leave that house, you leave the woman in peace, and you leave the children. And then the government will step in and she will be supported to take care, so that she can take care of the children. So that is what is causing single motherhood. It's not that, it's the woman who will just say, oh, I want to be controlling myself now, and I want to be getting money, so let the man go. And for you to say that the children are stabbing each other because they don't have father figures. How many father figures do we really have? The ones that are staying with their children, what type of father figures are they? Are they good role models? No, they are not. You think children don't know what is going on, the way you're behaving in the home, and you say you are a father figure because you are there. Your presence there does not guarantee that you are a good father figure. So please, stop this thing of saying that it's the fault of single mother. Don't add to a woman the sorrow of a woman who has lost her son or her daughter by saying that the son went out and got involved in a fight and was stabbed because he didn't have a father figure at home. Stop it. That's not the fact. The fact that it takes two to tangle, The man, when a single motherhood occurs, the man and the woman share the fault, or the man has the greater fault. Because even before God, the buck stops on the man's table, because the man is supposed to be a priest in that house. So anything that goes on in that marriage, the man will be blamed. So please stop it. It's very annoying to put all the blames on women. Just because you want to suppress women, you want to use the Bible, you want to use the church to press down women. You don't want them, you want them to keep on swallowing the bitter pill of a failed relationship. They should not call police. If they don't call police, what of other people who know? Their families know what is happening. Their neighbors know, the children know, the passers-by know. So please stop it. A wise woman builds her home. To be patient and then continues. It gets to a point where even a woman with the patience of Job snaps. And when she snaps, the center cannot hold. If men know that they do not want policemen to come into their home to walk them out, then they should stop doing stuff that will invite policemen. You cannot do one-sided thing. You are indicting the women for the breakup of a home, but you are not saying anything about what the men are doing that is causing single motherhood. When a woman is struggling to make ends meet, and this man is staying with her, is not giving her anything, then she hears that this same man has gone to go and have babies all over the place, both in the UK and outside the UK. This same man is using his money to sponsor women, to sponsor young girls, paying their school fees in the secondary school, in the universities, promising them marriage. The money he should spend at home, is using it to sponsor women outside. The day that woman at home finds out, what do you think will happen? There is no amount of Bible you will quote to her, amount of bishop or pastor you will bring to preach to that woman. All hell will break loose in that house. The day she finds out that she is there, taking all the stress of holding the family together, and this man who is claiming to be the father figure and the husband in the house is just spending his money outside. There will be chaos in that house. And once there's chaos, then the man has to leave because he's of no use. He is a problem causer, not a problem solver. So please, when you start quoting your Bible or start giving marriage counseling, be honest enough to hit the nail on the head, to tell both parties where they are wrong. Don't heap all the blames on women. All the blames in the society, you will not even, your bigotry will not succeed. Because when somebody is fed up to hear, there's nothing you will tell that person. He or she does not want to listen anymore. Then there's breakup. And in such cases, the government steps in. That is it. And who says that the presence of fathers in the home can deter these teenagers in the UK? Or even not only in the UK, worldwide, the type of teenagers that are out there, that is spirit in them now. Who says that their fathers can stop them from doing what they want to do? Especially here in the UK, where there are laws that tie the hands of the parents. Some people say, oh, if the father is there, the presence of the father, once the father says stop it, it will make them, they will fear, they will stop. Foul. That's a lie. It's a lie. If you, the father, you are there and you try to instill discipline or to be strict with them, you get into trouble with the law. So what the fathers could not do, even the police have to handle these children with care, or else the policemen themselves will get into trouble with the law. The church have not been able to impact the life of youths. Now everybody is trying to blame single mothers. What you could not do, why is it that it's the single mothers that are causing the death? Must you add to the sorrow of women who have lost their sons and daughters by saying things like this, saying that it's because these children grow up in single parents' home where their fathers have been sent out by the women who want to be claiming benefits. That's why they are misbehaving. These children are a law unto themselves. Especially no father, whether you are absent or present, there is a limit you can go with them. The people who are doing this are teenage boys. They are young adults. There's a limit you can talk to them. There's a limit you can use strong arm tactics with them. There's a limit, as we all know, anybody who knows the law in this country. So do not allow anybody to import foreign laws and tell you that, oh, when the father is there, then everything will be hunky-dory. Because the father is at home. When the father is not there, the children run wild. Whether the father and the mother are living together or not, these children, they run wild. A child that will run wild. Especially those children, if you, the father, you're living with them and they see the way you are treating their mother, the way you and their mother you are living, you, the father, you spend your time and your money playing the field. They will not have any respect for you. You can't talk to them. Maybe if they know you have the power to give them the latest Nintendo, the latest trainer, or whatever they want, you have the money power to do it, and you will do it. And you tell them that if you misbehave, you are not going to get it. Then they will listen to you. But when they know, in a situation when they know that their fathers are irresponsible, they spend their money playing the big boy all over the city. There's nothing you will tell them. They will respect you. They will even tell you, Dad, or they will tell you, go get a life, Dad. Go get a good life, Dad. You can't talk to them because they know you are a hypocrite. Why should you come and you want to discipline children when you yourself, you are not disciplined as a father? You are not performing your roles as a father and as a husband in the home. They see the way you treat their mother. Then you want to tell them not to go out fighting. You are violent in the home. You have violent speech. You have violent manners. You have no respect for anybody. You have no respect for your wife. Then you expect the children who are watching you not to copy your behavior. Your sons are watching you. Your daughters are also watching you. The way you're treating their mother. So when eventually you leave, everybody will be relieved because you have been a dog in a manger in that house. You have been spooking everybody and you have not really contributed to their welfare in any way. So please, this thing of blaming women for everything that goes wrong in the home, saying a good woman builds her home. A good woman builds her home. It takes two to build a home. If a woman is building a home, maybe building a wall, and the man takes a cricket bat and knocks down whatever she has built, how can that house stand? It takes two to build. You cannot preach to the women because that is your traditional way of doing things. You use your traditions and the Bible to press down women, and then you allow the men to be at large, to be doing what they like. Then at last, when the center cannot hold, when the children are running wild, stabbing people, being stabbed, you say it's the fault of the single mothers. The fact is that single mothers should not be blamed for something which even the church is indicted in this matter of stabbings in the London community. What the church could not do, they couldn't impact the communities around them, the lives of the youths, to the extent that the church cannot talk to the youths. They don't listen. So what the church could not do, what the fathers who live in the same house with them could not do, then you expect their mothers. Are you saying that the single mothers should go and follow them everywhere they go to, or what exactly? How is it their fault that the children are doing the stabbing or they are being stabbed? Why is it always the fault of women, especially single mothers? You are claiming that single motherhood is inferior. As a single mother, a woman is inferior to a married mother. You have to think well, because your argument has no local standard. You have no basis to say that. There was this lady, we were going somewhere, and we went to pick another lady who was living on the same street with her to go to follow us to that place, because that was what we had arranged. Immediately she saw that woman in the car, she called me. She said, excuse me, please. So I went out. She said she would not be in the same car with that woman because her husband had warned her not to make friends with single mothers, and that they have warned their children not to make friends with children of single mothers, which means she and her husband were claiming that she and the children are superior to the single mother and her children. Your bigotry is mind-blowing. Bigots. Where do you get such ideas from? Where do you get your statistics from? For your information, if a woman is married, that does not give her the moral justification to feel she's superior to a single mother, or to preach to her children that they should not play with children of single mother because their mother is morally bankrupt. As far as I know, if you know of any such device, leave a comment here or let me know. There is no device that has been invented which can show whether it is the single mothers or the married women who are morally bankrupt. The only person who knows the people who are the women who are really virtuous is the God who sees the heart of every woman and sees the secret movements and the secret activities of all women. So since there's no device to measure the woman who has been sleeping around, please don't come and start posing that you are superior to a woman because you are married and she is single. You have no basis for that. You can deceive yourself, but you can't deceive God. There are laws that have been made to protect the children from their parents. Laws have been made to hinder any form of disciplinary action, which if you see your child going astray and you want to make them to toe the line, say, okay, if you don't do this, I will do this, or if you don't do this, I will get this. If the child is upset, the child could pick up the phone or it could rail accusations against the parents. So that is the father figure we should be talking about here is the three-in-one God. That is God the Father, God the Son, God the Holy Spirit. That's the person that can influence the behavior of children. And sadly, that age group where these boys belong to, the boys who are doing this stabbing, maybe when they were young, you could take them by the hand and pull them into churches. But now they just don't want to know. Maybe they are disillusioned with the church, just as they are disillusioned with the society. And then even the father figure in the home, most of the fathers, the only time you see them in the church, being seriously in the church, is when they need stuff for themselves. You see them, they'll pray. Immediately, maybe they need a better job. They need this contract or that favor from God. Immediately they get it, they go. If you say, oh, what's happening? So my wife or the children's mother, they pray very well. She's the prayer warrior. Let her be doing the praying. So it is these same single mothers that we are vilifying. They are the ones who care for these children. If there's any spiritual upbringing, most of the time it's the mothers who do it. The fathers don't really want to know, and even if they are involved in the church, the children see them, that these people, their lives outside the church, what they are behind closed doors at home, does not match what they portray in public. So how do you want children to listen to such father figures? If you are a woman and you are under threat, suffering violence, intimidation, emotional distress, and then quarreling and fighting, even in the presence of your children, and there are people who are preaching to you, it is ungodly to invite outsiders to come and settle quarrel for you. You should be praying for the man to change. That is, you are concealing his crimes. They use the Bible to press you down. They tell you to conceal the man's crimes, but the man does not stop. He keeps on heaping atrocity upon atrocity. He does things with impunity because he feels he's the man. He can get away with anything. I tell you, when the government finds out that is what we have been doing, like I said before, you will be guilty of an accessory to the fact. That is perverting the cause of justice. That is concealing a crime, concealing a criminal. By the time the British government finishes with you, they will take away your children, woman. Then the people who are preaching to you in the church or wherever, they are going to bring them, quoting Bible, why you should not expose a violent man. By the time the British government finishes with you, and you become an emotional wreck, those same people who are preaching to you, they will be running away from you. Go and write it down. They are very good at preaching. But when the evil results of that, their heresies and preachings start to manifest, they run away from the victim. They will say, oh, don't mind her. Her own is too much. They run away from you. You would have lost your children. You will be on record. It will be on record that your home is not a conducive atmosphere to bring up a child. Then the same people who are preaching to you, they will be the ones to blame you. They will gossip about you. They will be running away from you. The women wing you belong to, they will say, oh, she's not a single mother. She's a potential husband snatcher. So they will run away from you. So watch it. Hello, sweetheart. Okay, wait. I want to do something now.